Good morning. It's coffee time. Did you see me good? I did. I actually did. It's probably the first time in weeks that I did not wake up itching poison ivy. The steroid cream is working, you guys. It's working. It feels so nice. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I've already determined the number one thing I don't like about this door is that this fridge is that the doors don't close. You go to close it and then it pops back open. Someone in my comment section warned me about it when they saw I got it as fridge. They were like, listen, I used to love it. Don't like it anymore. You know what? That's okay. It's okay. At least we have a fridge. At least we have a fridge. I'm not going to complain. Why do I keep doing this? I keep forgetting that I have my new Francine the Frother. Okay? I keep forgetting that she exists. Because for so long, we were just warming it up in Chef Mike. Okay? And he feels like we're not friends anymore because we haven't even been using it for like a week. But whatevies. I'm gonna click this twice and get a concentrated brew because I feel like today's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. I don't know why my intuition's just screaming at me right now that it's gonna be a day today. So, anywho, it's fruits. Listen, yesterday I took some time. Oh, yesterday was such a busy day. I got the whole porch power washed. Did it take me half of the day? Yes, because that porch was disgusting. It hadn't been power washed in like 8 years. True story. So I got the porch power washed, and we got like this little cheap power wash off of the TT shop. I'm mind blown with how well it works. It was only $60, I think. And I was like, because I tried buying a fucking, oh man, we're almost out of that. Dubai, it's gonna be sad. I tried buying a power washer off of the Places, Things, and Faces Marketplace, and they tried scamming me. They were like, it's a brand new power washer. No, it wasn't. Then I bring it home, spend the whole day trying to get this thing to work. It would not turn on whatsoever. I think someone had blown the motor in it. And then they were like, I guess it was part of someone's estate. Okay, that's what they said. It was part of someone's estate, and it was brand new. And they wanted $75 for it. Well, after the whole day fighting with it, I messaged Luann, was her name. And I said, hey, I forgot to click it twice, you guys. Son of a muffin. I sent her a video of me fighting with this power washer. I was like, hey, this thing don't work. Like, can I get my money back? Well, they gave me 50 of my $75 back. So I'm not complaining. But don't be selling stuff as brand new on Facebook Marketplace if it's not, okay? So there's that. So I just bought my own, and I power washed the porch yesterday. And then my husband came home, and he was like, wow, you did a good job. I said, I know, are you gonna take me for ice cream? And he did. He took me to Country Custard Cottage. It's out in Sutersville. It is so good. And I got the Mallow Cup Parfait. It's so funny though, because at some point I'm gonna have to learn that even though I am an adult, I need to start ordering kid-size ice creams. I can't eat that much ice cream. Like, I get it, I take a few bites and I'm done. And I really just wanted a little bit of peanut butter. I added peanut butter to the Mallow Cup. Oh, hot flash. It was really good. It was really good. And I only had a couple bites, and then Jason finished mine, and he was like, babe, why do you always get these big ice cream? I don't know. Because it sounds good. If they would offer kid parfaits, I would get a kid parfait. So yes, I cleaned the porch. He took me to for ice cream to celebrate. That's a good man. He would if he wanted to, you know? So I kind of annoyed my husband yesterday. And I didn't mean to. I have this, like, insanely big fear that's driven him crazy for a lot of our relationship. It's a fear of abandonment. And yesterday I was journaling and I was talking about that fear, and then I wanted to tell him about it. But you see, what happens is sometimes I tell him about it and then other fears come up too. And this man has been listening to me like a broken record for years now, and he's never done a single thing that would ever warrant me having these fears. Okay, these fears are not because of him. But I think that the closer you get to achieving a goal or chasing a goal, going after something, the more your fears come up, right? And that's where I am right now. So I'm starting, I keep saying we, as in me and multiple people, me and Susan, Desiree, Desi, Linda, all those people right in here. I'm starting a podcast. Now, this is, my best friend texted me, and he's like, I think you need to do this. You're already doing half the work. Like, you make a difference. And my best friend's amazing. So he texts me this, and Saturday night, everybody's over here, and we're talking about the podcast. Now, Cooking Comedy Chaos is still going to be here. We're not going anywhere, okay? What's happening right now is I'm throwing a lot of shit onto one page. We're doing cooking, we're doing, like, self-help, we're doing motivation, we're doing comedy, we're doing the chaos, we're doing workouts, we're doing all of it. So what the podcast is going to be is it's going to be a place where we can go deeper, okay? Because, like, fancy coffee time, as you know, we can get pretty personal here, right? So the podcast will be, how would I best explain this? The podcast is going to be somewhere where it's not just me sharing my story, okay? Because I have a lot of super inspirational friends, and I want to share their stories with you. But it's also going to be, I want to help people reconnect with their inner child. I want to help people see that, like, who you've shaped yourself to be is most likely because of the people around you who made you feel insufficient in life. So the podcast is going to be like a lot. And I actually, listen, I have a dream guest list. The fact that I've spent the last 2-3 days planning a podcast is wild to me because it never even crossed my mind. But I have a dream guest list because we're manifesting this, okay? On the dream guest list, do you want to know who's at the top? Dr. Gabor Mate. My bestie, Gordy Ramsey. Positively Paige, because that woman inspires the shit out of me. Slow Slimmer, Emily, we love her. I would love to get my therapist on my podcast. She is a guest dream list, or a dream guest, because I don't know if she will do it. My therapist is so amazing, but she is also like the most ethical, HIPAA, like, protect her clients. She's fiercely protective of her clients. So I don't know if she would come on the podcast, but she always tells me, like, I do all the work, but she has truly helped me change my life. And if I could get her to share her knowledge with you guys, I would love that. So my therapist, if she'll come on the podcast, Applesauce and ADHD, Jess, she's one of my friends. I'd love to have her on there. And then I have TJ. This is obviously, they're going to be on the podcast. That's not the manifestation list. But TJ, Maddie, Erica, Mama Loves Macros, Sud Billy. Sister Sue is somebody I would love to have on the podcast. She is, oh God, that woman, I love her. Sister Sue is truly inspiring. Shayla Penn is on there as well. My friend Doug is on there as well. So I've been putting a lot of thought into this. And yesterday I was journaling and it brought up some fears. And I talked to my husband about it and he's like, babe, it's been like 10 years that we've been having this conversation about your fears. And again, he's never done anything. But I think the closer I get to like figuring this podcast out, and now I'm like creating a schedule for episodes, and it's just, you get really uncomfortable when you're growing. And that's where I'm at right now. Very uncomfortable. And he's just like, I'm tired of having the conversations again. Which I can imagine what it's like sounding like a broken record and having to hear that. So I kind of had to have a talk with myself and be like, Desiree, it's you. It's your fears. Your fears are coming to a boil right now because you're doing something that's super, super scary. And why am I in my head about it? I don't know. Hold on. I want to read you what I wrote yesterday because, well, part of it, not all of it. That's personal. But I want to read you what I wrote. I finally feel ready to take on my dreams, ready to share my leadership with the world, and ready to be a beautifully strong version of Desiree that I always saw in the spotlight as a little girl. I love the woman I am. She's powerful. She's inspiring. She's choosing alignment and divine purpose each day. The fear no longer holds me back. Instead, I choose to harness fear as my strength. The more fear, the stronger I'll be to pull through. I'm magnetic. I'm divine light. My purpose is helping others find their way to healing, self-love, and setting free the child inside of them. It's truly the honor of my life to share how healing can impact your present world. People see me as me, and it inspires them that they can do it too. Maybe, just maybe, every bit of pain was there to put me in this exact path in life. I'm grateful for every single heartache, every moment of joy, and every second that led me right here. So, I'd have a talk with myself because as CPTSD, if my husband wouldn't have put me in check, I would have been nagging him all night last night. If he wouldn't have been like, babe, stop. I need you to stop. Because your brain, it gets out of control, right? And I think what's happening right now is something that it's like completely uncharted territory. Very grateful for Mama Loves Macros, my husband, her husband. They're all working to help me get this podcast together. My husband, oh my gosh. If you didn't see my story yesterday, my post, we stole our own domain name on accident years ago. Actually, it was pretty purposeful. We just forgot that we did it because we were alcoholics. 6 years ago, we purchased a domain. Never named it. It was going to be Brenner's, the food truck. And then I broke my ankle. So we've had this domain for 6 years. 6 years, right? A couple years ago, super drunk when I was selling my seasonings, which, by the way, one day they're going to make a comeback. Not now, okay? Because I don't have the bandwidth to produce, ship, and sell seasonings. That's why they went away, okay? Because I didn't even have the bandwidth to ship and sell them, okay? They will come back. I'm not putting the pressure on myself. I know you guys love them. I'm not throwing myself into something that I know I cannot handle right now, okay? Anyways, years ago when we were selling my seasoning, I told my husband, I said, we need to create a Cooking Comedy Chaos website because a lot of times the algorithms, like if you're promoting something, they do not like it unless they're getting a kickback on it. Do you know what I'm saying? So the algorithm is not going to push that video that you're trying to promote. So I was like, well, let's do a website. So we were alcoholics. And a lot of times these conversations would happen when we were about a 12-pack in. So yesterday, Erica's messaged me and she's like, wait, did you get your domain? And I was like, yeah, Jason's looking into it because we knew we had purchased a domain. We just didn't name it. I was like, yeah, he's looking into it. And she said, well, Tom just checked and it looks like Cooking Comedy Chaos is gone. But you could do Cooking Comedy and Chaos, or you could just do Desiree LaGrosse, because, like, ultimately, I am the brand, right? So I messaged my husband, and I was like, well, it looks like you're going to have to do Cooking Comedy and Chaos, because Cooking Comedy Chaos is taken. And I said to Mama Loves Macros, I said, I bet I know who took it, too. Because there's this motherfucker that stole everything from me about 4 years ago. And I legit was the first person to accuse him of stealing that website. So I send that message to Mama Loves Macros. I bet I know who stole it too. As soon as I send that, my husband messages me. I open the phone. Boom. It's a screenshot. Apparently, we stole our own domain name years ago when we were drunk and we didn't remember it. Because we are the proud owners of CookingComedyChaos.com. He sent it to me and he was like, it looks like I did it a couple years ago when you told me to. So, hubby's going to be working on the website. We're going to be getting that up and running. The podcast, I would love to have the first episode out August 1st. There's planning that goes into a podcast, and that's my weakness, making a plan and sticking to it. But thankfully, I have an amazing support system around me that are going to help hold me accountable. Because I told him, I was like, one of my biggest weaknesses is staying on a series, you guys. Morning Coffee Time is the only series I've ever been good at. And that's because I can't live without coffee. It's the only reason we stayed so consistent. So Fancy Coffee Time is because this needs to be in my body, okay? But anywho, so yeah, we own the domain name, so hubby's getting the website going. Mama Loves Macros and her husband, they worked so hard creating like a build out for me for the brand, for Cooking Comedy Chaos, for the podcast, for me. There's all these things. And I think that like if you look at my brand and you don't understand that I have high functioning ADHD, you're a silly goose. Cause it's so obvious. It's so obvious if you go to my page. But what we're trying to do is take like the very, very serious conversations, because I post one Fancy Coffee Time a day video here, and then I post like 6 other videos throughout the day, and they kind of get lost. So we want to take Fancy Coffee and put it somewhere where it's a much longer format. And I want this podcast, the entire purpose of it is going to be to build community and also to give people a little bit of a platform to understand that the healing of the inner child in here, that's what sets you free, because that's what I've been doing. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very nervous. Every time I talk about it, I get a hot flash. How exciting. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to the Brinery. Gonna be filming a video. If you've not been to the Brinery, you need to go to the Brinery and order their food because it's delicious. Okay? So tomorrow I'm going out there and doing a video. You might, I'm not gonna say nothing, but you may pay attention to the Brinery. Go follow them, because you might see something. I ain't saying nothing. Okay? Someone is trying to learn how to keep a secret. Yeah, I know, right? Wild. Oh, honey's alarm just went off. Okay, so for dinner last night, I have to tell you about this because it was banging. We had that cookout, right? So we're still working our way through leftovers. Well, Mama Loves Macros made a, what was it? A basil tomato, like a caprese pasta salad, right? It was fire. We had a bunch of that left. We had a bunch of everything left because we don't know how to cook small amounts, okay? There were 13 people here on the 4th of July, which we weren't celebrating 4th of July. If you're new here, we don't do that, okay? We had 13 people, 3 of them were children, and we made enough food for 60 because that's just who we are inside. This is hubby's wake-up drink. It's like he does a little energy packet every morning. That's what he wakes up to. There was so much food. God, there was food for like 60 people here. I told everybody immediately, I was like, you're taking food home. So anyways, she made this amazing caprese pasta salad, basically, and with protein noodles. And so we had some of that left. It had burrata on it. Oh, anyways, last night I took that pasta salad, and it's cold pasta salad, right? But we toyed with it. So I took some onions, threw them in a skillet, sauteed them up with some oil, added some garlic, added a little bit of, what was it? It was like the Old El Paso queso sauce, just because it needed a little bit more sauce, and I didn't really have anything, because our fridge broke, and I lost all my sauces that I had. So I was just like, let me use this. So I added that Old El Paso queso sauce, and then the chicken burger patties that I got from Samuel's Clubhouse, chopped those up, threw it all in a skillet. Oh, heaven to Betsy's. That was one of the best pasta dishes I've had in so long. It was like warm and fresh and cheesy because of the burrata, and like herby because of the basil, and then tomatoes. Once you threw it in there with like all the grape tomatoes, that helped create a sauce. My husband, okay, first of all, I cleaned my plate last night. That never happens. My husband is always, he's like the Larry Bird to my Michael Jordan. Okay, he is assist on the court, although they never assisted each other because they played on different teams, but that's besides it. But they were 2 of my favorite basketball players. My kids are named Michael Jordan. Where the fuck did you think that came from? Your girl loves basketball. Well, I used to. I don't really watch anymore, but I used to. So my kids are named Michael Jordan. It may have been a little bit obsessive. Don't worry about what I do. You worry about what you do, okay? Shit, where was I going? I don't know, but that was the best pasta I ever did have. Oh, I cleaned my bowl. That's what I was going to say, because my husband always has to assist me. But I made a little bowl of pasta, and he looked at me like halfway through, and he was like, are you going to need help? And I was just like, because it was so good. So thank you for the leftovers, Mama Loves Macros. I'm making it again for dinner tonight. Yes, I am, because it was that good. And you know what? I think I'm going to film it for you. I'll film it for you. How about that? Yeah, we'll do that. Because you need to see how to make this. It's fire. And you could do it with any leftover pasta salad. Like, it was just, that's what I had. You know what I'm saying? My honey's awake. Get ready to go to the office. I hate that he has to go to the office. My goal, one day, is to be able to retire my husband, travel the world, inspiring people, being a motivational speaker, showing people how to feel. You'll hear about it. Yep, you heard that right. That one made it in the video for sure. There's no way to avoid that. Here's your water, baby. But yeah, I'm gonna make that pasta salad again tonight so I can film it for everybody, because that shit was banging. Okay, 3 things I'm grateful for. Pressure washer, because I'm gonna tackle the side of my house today. EMDR therapy, because I'm not backing out of doing it at my therapist's office today. So if y'all don't hear from me after 11 o'clock this morning, that's because your girl has been putting off an EMDR session for about a month now. And I'm going in. I'm not doing no makeup. I'm doing the EMDR because there are some things that I really need to work through to clear my mindset for this podcast. Okay. And the third thing I'm grateful for is Crunch Fitness. Listen, the North Versailles one is opening, and they're gonna have an Arctic and a hot. Okay, so they're gonna have like a blast cooler for cold therapy, and then they're gonna have a sauna for hot therapy. So I'm gonna be doing both, because y'all know, hi Chubby Cheeks. Look, she came to see her favorite aunties and uncles on the interwebs. Say hi. Say hi, you pretty girl. So yeah, that North Versailles Crunch is opening up soon. Go get you a membership. They have the first Founding 500 right now going on by Crunch Fitness. I love going to that gym. I go in there and I just like mess up. I like working out with Maddie. I think I'm gonna work out with her like 2 days a week and then do my own thing, because I realize that being on a strict schedule is probably good for me, but it's not good for me. Because when I do the schedule and then one thing happens, my brain can't, like, I don't know. That's something I gotta talk to my therapist about, because I feel like I do really, really, really good on a schedule, and then one thing happens and then the schedule is just gone completely. Like, I don't know where it went, and then I struggle getting back on schedule. So I don't know if a set schedule is really good for me, or if it just makes me feel like I'm failing at something if I miss it. It's something we'll work on in therapy. But yeah, I'm gonna work out with Maddie, I think today, if I get there in time. I like working out with her. She's great to work out with. But my shit is that stability is not my key. And I know that. I know that stability, when people are like, oh, if you could have stability in life. No, I don't think it works well for me. Like, it does really good, and then I get off track, and then it's just like bad on my mental. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. So that's what I'm grateful for. 3 things I love about me. My bravery. Because I'm doing some scary shit right now. But we're gonna do it. And we're gonna rock it. And one day, we're going to be impacting and helping people change their lives for the better. I mean, we're already doing that, Susan. But you know what I mean? Like, globally. That reminds me of Biodome when he's like... If you've never seen Biodome, it's legitimately one of my favorite movies in the world. You need to go watch it. And he's like, we're not impacting locally. We're impacting globally. Yeah, my bravery. I'm doing some things that are really, really scary. And if you just told me 5 years ago that my dreams of being in the restaurant industry are coming to an end, I'd have been like, no. But it is. I want to help the restaurant industry. I love the restaurant industry. I will not be going back into the restaurant industry. I think I realized something this week. I see some of my friends going through it right now. A lot of my friends own restaurants, they're chefs, and I see how hard they work. And I see so many of them living from a place of survival. I cannot put myself back into that, because I know when I'm in the industry, I have this many boundaries, okay? Because I love the industry so much, and I will sacrifice everything for the industry, for my team, for my people. For me to be able to be who I'm meant to be, I cannot go back into the restaurant industry full time, because all it does is take from you, okay? And what I've learned in this journey is you gotta be selfish. So no matter how much I love the restaurant industry, I will not be going back full time as a chef. That will not be happening. But however, I think the purpose of utilizing what I have learned in all of my skills is to be able to adapt that in the nutrition aspect, right? Being able to teach people how to properly fuel your body, how to, what to eat right before you go to the gym for a workout. If you're really inflamed, things that you can make to take down the inflammation in your body. So I think that, yeah, that restaurant experience was super necessary, but I can't go back into it. I still do events, still do pop-ups, still go and support my local places like the Brinery. I always do pop-ups there, because I want you guys to try the amazing places in Pittsburgh. But I just can't go back into it. And I think that's something that I really struggled with, because when I started getting my mobility back a couple years ago and I started learning how to walk, I was like, oh my God, my food truck is right. It's like, it's in reach. I can see it. I can feel it. I can taste it. That's not what I want anymore. And that's okay. Your dreams are allowed to change. And it doesn't mean I'll never own a food truck, but maybe I'll never own a food truck for profit. Maybe I'll have a non-profit food truck. Maybe that's in the future, 10, 15 years down the line. We don't know. There's so many dreams here, and every one of those dreams The only way they're gonna become possible is that if I continue doing the work I'm doing now. I can't just stop and pour everything into my dreams, like opening the food truck, because that would put me right back where I was mentally. Does that make sense? So it's kind of had to be like a conversation with myself, like, yes, Desiree, you have all the talent in the world. Yes, Desiree, your flavors are unstoppable. Yes, Desiree, all these things. But the restaurant industry isn't for you anymore. Sometimes you got to walk away from the things you love to find out where you need to be, you know? And that's part of it. So, but I think like in the future, I think it'd be really cool if we had like, I have so many ideas. Like ultimately, like to be a motivational speaker, I think that it would be so cool. Like, you know, like my Silly Goose sleepover and the sleepover that we had at Mama Loves Macros, like all these things that we do, like that I do with like my girlfriends, that's all healing our inner child. That's all reconnecting to being silly and being young and setting free that little kid inside of us, you know? So I was like, well, how cool would it be if Desiree, the motivational speaker and personal wellness coach and all this other stuff, if she had like a retreat or something where we all get together and we spend the weekend healing, you know, with amazing food that I get to cook. I may not be in a restaurant, but that doesn't mean you can't have my food at like special events and stuff, you know? So like maybe in the future that's it, you know? But I truly think that this podcast is going to be life-changing for so many people. You know, there's a purpose for all of it, you know? We're getting there, we're figuring it out. The gratitude for the hard times just helped me become who I am now. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know if I got 3 things I love about me, but if not, third thing is going to be my haircut. That is a little wild right now, but the bravery to spontaneously chop my hair off because I was having an emotional breakdown and it turned out this cute. Yay. Okay. I hope you have a great day. Tell me 3 things you love about yourself or 3 things you're grateful for. And as always, definitely show me those fur babies. Okay, love you. Bye.